So, brief backstory. Imagine this. You're a somewhat young child, still in elementary school. You get a PS3 and you notice all the older Final Fantasy titles are available. Then you see a familiar face. Cloud with the Butter Sword, and you remember, oh yeah, Advent Children and Kingdom Hearts. So you beg your mom until she spends $15 to get you the game and spend all summer playing Final Fantasy VII. You're enticed by the music, not so much by the graphics, cause this is still an old game by standards, but you love the charm and feel. You love the dialogue and the characters, and you start to fall in love with the combat. You usually don't like turn-based combat. Still don't, and as August comes around, you finish the game, and you wish there was more because these characters weren't represented well in Kingdom Hearts or Advent Children. So fast forward to 2015, and you have your own podcast now, and a group of friends that, love watching your content and you love watching theirs. And the first thing you see, E3, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake pop up on the screen. You freaked the hell out. This was how I felt. This was me as a child and me loving Final Fantasy. The remake was much appreciated, and there was a bumpy road getting here. From miscommunication with Square to it splitting into an episodic way, and a long time of hearing nothing until 2019 happened. I saw Aerith and I knew, this is it. It's time now. I can't wait to review this game because this was something I love. Let's board the train to Midgar. Let's get into Final Fantasy VII Remake. So going into it, the story is very different from the original, like some high-key major differences. So I want to go in-depth, but not super in-depth with the story. Much like the original, we follow Cloud, Strife, ex-soldier, and mercenary as he works for Avalanche. You meet Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge and Barrett at their mission at the bomb Sector 7's reactor. To be frank, Chapter 1 is actually just the demo. Then we head into the slums. This is when the story starts to deviate. We go in depth and meet new characters such as Johnny and Meryl, which, by the way, Meryl is the greatest video game grandma ever. It goes Link's grandmother in Wind Waker, then it goes Meryl, because Meryl looked out for everybody in your party, and she looked out for everybody in the slums. Tifa even gives you an apartment, which again is another story beat that was very different from the game. And then the story flows from there. It starts to go with natural paths. You get more backstory with Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. Then we get into the Air Buster mission, go through the worst level in the game, fight a giant robot, Cloud falls, meets Aerith, goes through the longest yet most fulfilling walk of my life. We fight the Turks, go to the wall market, and we forgot where we get a hand massage and then dress up like a pretty princess to save Tifa. Yeah, a lot goes on in this game. I love it. My favorite part though is the train graveyard. It was scary yet soothing and added to Aerith's backstory that we didn't get to see a lot of. Also, the plate falling was an emotionally wrecking and damaging part, and why did they have to kill off Jesse? By the way, spoilers. And us saving Aerith was the best part of the Shinra level. Malad's huge story beat is the finale. I have very mixed feelings on it. A lot of it, but I wasn't mad as everyone else was. I was more surprised because that means we have a lot to go on, and this game can go in a lot of different disjointed and just essentially you're gonna have a lot to go on. You have so much to go on, and I really can't wait till we get to the ending part. One major thing I loved about this story was the dialogue between the characters, which was the best thing they added. Characters felt like they were having natural conversations, unlike with other Square Enix titles. The characters didn't have long gaps of silence or sighs, no, or were thinking, they were talking. They were having a conversation, which isn't a very, easy thing to do. The voice actors fit the role they were given, and the thing is, the voice actors felt like they knew each other like they were family. They didn't feel like video game character talking. This felt like something out of a movie, or a Marvel Cinematic movie, or a fucking Lord of the Rings movie. These characters had conversation, dialogue. They were enriching the story not by, being there. They were enriching it by talking to each other, to where it felt like hell. They had a natural conversation, and that's what I love about this game. When it comes to gameplay, this game excels at it. The game knows what it is and works at it. It has its issues, a lot of issues actually, but it's the first in a line of remakes, so it will improve. Combat is fun and unique. Honestly, it is the best modern combat system Square Enix has had in a long time. Switching between the characters on the fly was fun and awesome, and I loved it. Also, the game is hard, even on normal difficulty. The enemies either get stronger or smarter, and you're not breathing through these guys at all. Materia and upgrades are your best friends, then weapons, and materia levels up, so they get stronger and stronger as you battle. So start grinding, otherwise a great man once said, "You're gonna have a bad time." I'm gonna have a fun time. Also, learn the materia system. The great and upgrading weapons is simple and familiar to Final Fantasy 13. Now, exploration is a major high point. There was times where I just would look at the environment and say, "Hey, that was cool," and would love it sometimes in battle, and would lead to my deaths, a lot of deaths. But the dialogue between the characters is what kept me going. Aerith felt like an annoying friend that you just deal with, much like how I am with my own friends. At least that's what I hear. I need to rethink my life. Really do need to think about that. Anyhow, and Tifa felt more like the responsible one. Barrett was the loud one, much like me. Yeah, this really rethinking my life is a choice. Yeah. Some things in the game felt stretched out, like some really boring side quests and missions. Again, as I said, there's one when you go into the turning off the light thing. That was terrible. It made the Airbuster mission feel terrible. One of the greatest things that saved my ass in fights were limits and summons. Though summons can only be summoned in boss fights when you need them the most, and limits can only be summoned when you're near death, which, takes away the fun, but at the same time, it's the classic Final Fantasy VII gameplay. Okay, so the music in this game, and I usually don't give the music their own segment, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Okay, the music in this game is the greatest game soundtrack of all time. The game gave me Final Fantasy 13 vibes with its music. It takes already established tracks and somehow improves on perfection. How do you improve on perfection? That's impossible. How? Honestly, if you had to ask me my top 5, it would be Tifa's theme, of course, Aerith's theme, of course. The Hell House theme is my jam. Y'all need to listen to it, I swear. The Whispers fight music and the Haunted Train Graveyard. Those are some of the greatest music. I know I'm getting off script, but they are some of the greatest songs. I hope people sample them. I hope Square knows this. I hope they reuse them, and I really want to get my hands on another mini soundtrack, because this game is the shit. These are perfect examples on how to improve on music, and it's great. Noble did awesomely this soundtrack. Like, he did. Final Fantasy 13 was my all-time favorite Final Fantasy game soundtrack. But Final Fantasy 7 Remake, you're getting there. But please, do Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack. We need you. We need you for that soundtrack, sir. So, now that we went over everything, let's kind of compromise it into the good and the bad. Let's start off with the good. Man, this is about to be a long segment. So, start with the story. Story is bare bones, but the characters, my god, make this game a delight. It makes me actually like the game more than I already did. But the characters carry this story because some moments would not work if I didn't care about these people. Felt like an MCU movie again. I always said that the story for FF7 was so basic, but why it at the time is that they don't feel like characters, they feel like general human beings, and it's awesome. Combat, while not perfect, is fun as hell. The point that each character is unique and fun is a high point. Combat system beats out, in this coming from a Kingdom Hearts fanboy, it beats out Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 easily. The music is so great and feels like there's a mini DJ coordinating how the beats should work for the music, and the graphics are breathtaking with little to no graphical problem besides like a texture thing. I haven't experienced it yet, so I really can't say. And the new changes are welcomed, and I loved it. Now there are some problems with the game, so let's get into that. Again, no game is perfect, so the level designs in the game are bad. They are trash. They are boo-poo pee-pee bad. Like, I do not like the level design in these games. This and DMC and Kingdom Hearts have this really weird fucking hallway thing, and it feels very bad. And I hate it. All of them have the same problem. The dungeons feel samey and not right. Like, no creativity went into these, and it needs to be fixed going into the next part of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Combat at times goes from being the most smoothest, buttery smooth combat to being nerve-wracking. Because if you switch characters, they kind of just stop doing what they're doing, and the stand idly animation keeps kind of leading to a lot of death and a lot. And there are moments when this game wants to be on this bullshit, like bad. There are lots of moments, and just kill you with one shot, or just be stupidly unfair because the point every robot fight. But hey, I guess that's just the game. But there are some story beats that don't even work for this game too. Like as much as I like them going in the backstory of some characters, they don't do anything with it. And I know they're probably gonna do something with it in the next game, but they don't do much with it. And it's like, I'll describe it when I do the ending, but a lot of story beats could have been left out, or a lot of story beats that felt stretched out because they were trying to make you build a connection on characters did not need to be there. And this is coming from someone who played every side quest. I played all of them, and some side quests were definitely not needed because they were extremely boring and not needed. And that's coming from someone who loved this game. But yeah, that's all really the problems with this game. So the first thing I want to say is, let's start a disclaimer. You guys already know I'm a very opinionated person, and this is my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. This is my opinion on the ending of Final Fantasy VII. And I'm giving my thoughts on the ending its own category because I have mixed feelings. So let's start with the positive. They set up the Cloud and Sephiroth relationship early, but they did it really well. Sephiroth was a presence, and it stayed that way in the game and even in the ending. The meaning that we could get a finale rematch, which I really want to see. Also, Zack's part, I hope to God, I hope he's not alive, because that would tarnish what Crisis Core meant and what the original meant. The original had this message of being yourself and not letting the world make you have a persona that you can't keep up. Cloud couldn't keep up being a soldier all the time. He was just a normal person who took up the persona and the memories of Zack so he could build this sort of persona to protect him. But when you meet the real Cloud, that's not how he is. And I feel like that message would be tarnished if he was still alive. Not letting, like, it just would. And this is coming from, like, me going off script. Crisis Core Zack is better than the Zack we got in the remake. Because the Zack we got in the remake, his voice is terrible, and he feels a lot more cocky and arrogant. Now, a lot of people interpret that the Whispers as being the thing that kept the original timeline going, and I fully agree with them. And when we defeated them, they showed that we can have these changes are needed, and some aren't completely great. Again, I've already said that. Horrible comparison to the ending is Kingdom Hearts, in my opinion. No, this is not a Kingdom Hearts ending. Despite characters not being alive, yeah, but no, this is not a Kingdom Hearts ending. This had a more decisive ending. This feels more of an MCU film. So if you saw Avengers, the first Avengers, it'll say these heroes will return, or you saw Captain America, Iron Man, and they'll say these heroes will return. Yeah, well, with Kingdom Hearts ending, they try to make it cryptic so they can keep going and going and going. There's no crypticity with this except there's a new game coming. We have a new threat handling. There was no missing characters. All the party members were present, and we were ready for the next installment. And that's the one thing I have to say. Overall, the ending, not the whole game, the ending was a 7 out of 10 for me, because while I loved it, there were some major issues. There are some things I don't want to happen. I don't want Zack alive. And I genuinely don't know where the hell they're gonna go from here. Because this is interesting. They're in a very interesting point where it's going to be very disjointed. Again, I'm not happy with a lot of things. I have more positives than negatives, and the negatives are kind of big negatives, it's weird to say that, but that's just how things are. I'm generally kind of excited to see where they're going with this ending. A lot of things, they changed Destiny, which meaning that some characters, if I hope they're not, but if they are, some characters may still be alive. Some characters may not even appear. Some characters will appear. New characters could appear. New storylines can be told, because this game went in a very strange and different direction with its ending. But hey, those are my thoughts on the ending. Let's wrap up this review. So, in conclusion, Final Fantasy VII Remake is perfect for what I expected. I knew it was gonna have its issues. With quick side note, Square Enix, fix the goddamn camera for your games. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy cameras feel like the boss fights in itself. Pick the goddamn camera! But anyhow, I love this game. I love how it turned out, every little thing in Midgard felt. My only real problem was the side quests because they bored the shit out of me, but I got closer with the characters I gave a damn about. I gave a damn about Cloud because I have the same mindset now. When I was younger, I saw Sora in myself, but as I grew older, Cloud was more relatable and more to himself. Always acting tough, but always lowering his guards for certain people. I do that and it's obvious. I saw bits of Aerith in me and a very special friend I have. Without getting too personal, I have two friends I see Aerith in. One is always there for me and the other one is very adventurous. Now, one of my friends that remind me of Tifa, you've probably seen her talking in my streams, and soon in my FF14 stream, she's more responsible, and I see that in a lot of my friends. Overall, a game that made me generally care about it. A game that let me have a personal connection to characters and let me relate to them in real life. And I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. To the future of Square Enix and to the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I can't wait to see where this goes. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know it took me a long time to come out with this review, but I've been busy with school and I'm currently in finals weeks, but I really want to get this video done and out of the way. This summer is going to be a lot of projects being done with a lot of different people, and I'm really going to focus on that. And I'm also going to just be focusing on myself as well, not stressing myself out. There'll be a lot more Twitch streams this summer, and I'm really excited for that because I really want to focus on getting Twitch off the ground, and soon we'll be affiliated, so that'd be really awesome. Also, a lot more reviews will be coming out for a lot of games, and a lot of my backlogs I'll definitely be reviewing. But for now, I wanted to really get out this review because I loved Final Fantasy VII, and I wanted to show it. But if you want to see me play on hard mode, go and check out my Twitch down in the description below. If you want more information on that, please go down to my Twitter. And oh, we have our own Discord server, so if you want to come by and join, the links are down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I do all sorts of awesome gaming content, and I'll see you guys in the next time. May your heart be your guiding key. Keep rolling with your bro, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.